Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Dawn Apart. It is one part colony builder, one part factory automation sim. Effectively, what would happen if you mashed, I'm gonna say RimWorld and, well, Factorio together, but then made it all voxely. It is weird, but I actually really like that. Alright, so landing here, I wonder if this is actually a fixed starting position. Yes, must be. Yeah, I did a little bit of a trial run of this and then said, "Oh, this is neat. I did not understand what I was doing, and I should probably do it better." We're going to cut some things down real quick. We are looking for resources in our immediate vicinity. We also just don't want most of these plants here. There it is. So that's lucrum. That gets us money. Wants me to look at this. Planetfall in progress. So director, we got confirmation that you made Planetfall on Series B3. Congratulations. Important messages will be here. Ship Magpie has been converted to your temporary base camp. You can salvage it for materials. Set up your landing party and start mining for resources. Okay. So how do I salvage things? If there's a way that I can destroy this sucker, I am not aware. Okay, so we actually have a ton of resources here. So it's telling me about workbenches, so I gotta place a mechanical workbench down. We got some helpful hints. Oh, uninstall, probably? So I can... There we go. Yeah, so we can deconstruct this thing, because it's kind of going to be in my way anyway. Even though it's a cool-looking ship, and how are my people ever going to leave this place without it? It's still probably practical if I get rid of everything in my vicinity, so that I have the most amount of building space. So, resource-wise, we've got copper, we've got empty space. That might just be shade. Lucrum, which is probably how we make money. Coal, iron, granite. So a lot of good basic resources. I think the first thing I'm going to do is level out just kind of a small space here. So I can build just kind of an initial base building. And then we'll probably expand the leveling around. We don't want to cover the copper deposit. We don't want to cover any of these deposits. I'll probably level out this mountain just because. But we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so blueprints, the way you put things down. Blueprints are pre-constructed objects. But I think you can also make larger pre-constructed objects if you want to. Let's start with... Where do I want to put my workbench? We're not going to be extending too much further past this. So I think I'll put that there for now. We also have access to a couple of storage things, workbenches, lights, some walls and floors. Steel floor, steel roof. That's really not much of anything. I'll leave that for a bit. Okay, so this wants me to make a furnace. So let's make a furnace and also a crafting, a carpentry bench so we can actually make some walls. I don't know if we need to worry about that, but carpentry is also how we make beds. And I'm assuming my people are going to need those. Let's go back to uninstalling things. Because, yeah, there's still an amount of stuff that we can uninstall and move around. Can you imagine how absolutely stressful it would be being one of these, like, colonists slash whoever the characters are supposed to be? The idea of land on the shit, or land on this planet, deconstruct your ride out of there. I mean, maybe it's one of those that you literally have no choice. Yeah, because we should build these. Allow those. Cool. So there's our ship gone, which means I can then level the rest of this area out. I'm pretty sure if we've already leveled an area, we don't have to. This is how we set the current grid height. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can get the furnace down. We'll probably want to make a couple of these. But I'll leave that for later. And I can actually set extra blueprints if I really want to. Okay, so the furnace change recipe. Let's set it to copper. Because we're going to need to mine some of those. Clear this. We don't want to do any kind of clearing around a deposit. We do want to mine it, though. So we're going to need to mine a little bit of granite, a little bit of iron, and coal. Yeah, I guess the closest deposit's over here. This would be one that I'd be willing to potentially clear some of these things out, but later. Okay, so missing ingredients, can't do anything with that. Here's the question, what do I need for a mine? Small mining drill requires just a whole bunch of copper. So I guess we need to get started on smelting those down. Can I change his fuel type? Nope. Hopefully that'll be fine. Okay, other things we should probably build ASAP are... I'm going to build like a little housing block here. We're not going to be able to have that much, but it's enough. Okay, then walls, no, not walls, floors, because we want to do steel roof at this size. Perfect. Okay, then if I press F2, it turns off roofs, which should make things easy. Because what we want to do is actually set up a bathroom. We don't have doors yet, but that's okay. Do we have any other walls? We do not. But that is part of the reason why I have this thing. Okay, so let's get 1, 2, 3, 1. And then 4 beds, because I've got 4 people. The other thing we could actually mess around with is actually making this couple floors tall, which isn't a bad idea, but we'll leave that. Get the Mr. Soylent in. I'm just going to plonk it in this corner for now. I don't actually know if these have to be indoors, but on the flip side, can you imagine just pooping in a toilet out in the middle of, like, a field with your friends watching you? Like, if you're real desperate or you're close with your friends, it's not a big deal. But, like, I would definitely be uncomfortable with the idea of it. I don't exactly call myself a particularly prudish person. It's just a matter of, like, weird. However, I will do it in a video game because it's funny. But I'm not going to force, like, an NPC to do it because that would make me the bad man. Now, did we get the roofs on yet? Yes. No? Looks like only some of the roofs are on. Okay, well, hopefully we're making some amount of copper. Maybe these characters just need to bring the roofs over. Maybe we need to make them. I don't know. Okay, blueprints. Does this mean we have the beds? No. But they'll make them. There we go. That should at least be enough that they can kind of live. So let's take a look. What other things can we make? So we got a sink, toilet, soylent. Everything should be good. So the living compartment should be perfectly fine up until things clear out a little. I'm gonna do a quick level out here. For whatever reason, this is looking kind of scrungly, and I don't know why. Okay, we must not be mining the copper deposit. Yeah, we're mining coal, so I think we were mining the dirt next to the copper instead, which was kind of a waste. Now, the one problem is I might have too many characters working on mining. That'll be good enough for now. Let's set those up. Because it seems like we don't have to worry too much about feeding my people. We've got food, we've got their basic needs sorted. Not super duper well. We do have to worry about loyalty at some point. So they kind of filled this in. That's weird though. I guess what I'll probably do is just make floors. Now, are you actually going to get copper here? Okay, let's just go for the one spot that is just pure copper. And there we go. Now we're getting it. That's so weird. Yeah, they're mining the, like, smidge of a resource that was not copper. Okay, so now we can actually put that in the furnace and start making some copper. Output blocked. Alright, so what can we do with that? So we have a feeder, but we're going to need copper plates for that and steel ingots. So I'm going to need... An assembler would be nice, but I think we're going to need the industrial cutter, which means I'm going to need some other things. Okay, I'm going to queue that up. We're going to need more granite. Okay, craft a small mining drill using your prospectors or machines and place it. Well, it looks like we can actually just make one of those immediately. In that case, we might want to see if we can get a couple of those and start automating things. Game is yelling at me. Restrooms and food. So we completed that. Mining and smelting. We're done with that. How to craft. Alright. So the big issue with this one mostly boils down to... Needs more ingredients. Might have some space issues. We can get into... other bits momentarily. Okay, there's enough copper. Let's see. I guess I might as well cut down the other trees in my immediate vicinity. I need to do a video at some point where I'm like, here are 10 great games for people who absolutely hate trees. Oh. Okay, so the granite that we're picking up requires a resource. Stone masonry. So the granite right now isn't doing me any good. So let's let those roll. Did we actually build the mine? We did. So we have the lucrum miner, We'll leave that for later. I think for now, I'm just gonna build a small mining drill. Let's clear that. That's enough handcraft, or hand mining for now. Of course, it's nighttime, so I guess we gotta wait a little bit. Is there a way I can, like, speed this up? Or actually, no, the characters just sleep extremely fast. So they only need a couple hours of sleep before they get cranky, or before they get back up again. That's actually really nice. I feel like I'm a middle manager who cares not for his employees. I suppose here we are. Okay, small mining drill. Oh, looks like it just mines. It doesn't even require anything. Well, that's awesome. So that means, to some degree, what I probably want to do is level more things out. I'm just going to start eating into this mountain. Because, yeah, the problem is we are surrounded on all sides by deposits. Mining drill. And what I'd like to do is have most of my stuff leveled out. So it's nice and flat going, you know, just keep everything nice and flat. I take a look at K. So, company profile. So I can see they're good at construction. And presumably most of them are good at mining. I don't know how much of a difference that makes, but still. Events. We can also see what they've been up to. It is going to take them a while to mine through that mountain. And yeah, it looks like the regular dirt floors might degrade the more my people run over them. So I might have to regularly fill things out. We could switch to wooden floors, but... ooh, you know what I could do instead? I bet we could do granite floors and it would look quite nice. I'm gonna put it there. Okay, masonry. So we can make granite floors if we want to. I mean, we might as well make all of these. Because having a whole bunch of granite blocks is going to let me build a number of these things. Hopefully we can actually do, like, auto stone cutting. Let's see. Industrial cutter? No. Punch press. Will make this stuff for me, but I'm going to need other things first. So, I guess next order of business, get one of those. Get a miner down. Hopefully that won't destroy the whole node. Did a little bit. But yeah, that'll output some granite for us. How do we know how much power I have? Change cut priority to maximum. Oh, cuts. Got it. Okay, so it wants me to mine lucrum. But I think I'm going to leave that. Currently, as far as I know, we have no need for it. Okay. Your Magpie has a lucrum miner in its stockpile, which uses red solvent chemical to dissolve out lucrum 115. Always place correctly over lucrum deposit or waste the solvent. Sheltered storage capabilities and fend off potential sabotage till we're able to pick up the first batch. Okay, so yeah, let's leave that for a bit. before we do anything else. Because it's going to take a little while to mine through the mountain. We have resources coming in, but not that many. We have alarms. Street lanterns. Okay. Cancel these hanging lantern blueprints. They look weird and wrong. I guess I'm gonna do that. I guess I can have one jammed into a corner there. I'll have to figure out a better, like, light placement setup. But I'm gonna leave that for later. Okay, so we have the granite going. This is missing ingredients. Did we actually build one? No. If we get the lucre miner, I could get that going. But I don't think we need to worry about that right now. Company. Events. Oh, I see. Overview. Nope. That just tells me about my employees. But I guess that's fine. So, now what? We've got resources coming in. A lot of stuff. A lot of copper, actually. Ideally, what I'd like to do is get to the point where I can start automating these fully. Because, yeah, we have splitters, conveyor belts, feeders, turrets, which we're probably going to need to worry about. How does a feeder work? Grabs resources from one side, puts it into the other. Has to be built on top of the source and destination. So, are my feeders my conveyor, or my my arms, logistics arms? Shoot, what are they called? Inserters. There we go. Probably. I do like the fact that the ground is literally decaying under my people as they run around. I think that's actually extremely cool. Let's see. You kind of like turn these things off. I don't think so. So only one guy is going to be doing mining right now. He's actually getting a decent amount done. But still. Okay. Well, considering most of my resources, do we want to just do level? Which one of these is level? Firefight, sleep, rescue, some other stuff? Pause to go move an air purifier into my room because Canadian wildfire smoke is rampant in my area. Oh, okay, it's not that bad, but the air quality is still kind of crummy. But I paused and I looked at my seed and it's Stout Blunt Kitty, which just sounds... That sounds like a weed thing. I know nothing about weed, but that sounds like a weed. I mean, blunt. I know that about weed. I know. Amuses me. Okay. So we want to just get this flattened out. I've set everybody to mine as their highest priority. It seems like they clear, you know, a layer every, what, 3 or 4 ticks? Main reason for this is mostly just give me the space. Hopefully eventually we get tools or like machines that will do this for me. I wonder if actually building floors quickly is much faster. Not sure. Okay, one way or another, we do actually have a couple of things that I can work with. Namely, blocked by obstacle. What? Oh, it's that. Well, you know what? That's actually kind of fine. We want to put the other smelter over here. Ideally, I'm probably going to move a number of these things around once we've started going. Let's see. But yeah, move a number of these things around specifically so that I can have this mine feed directly into a furnace without having to directly manage it. So I do wonder, can I check the output on this? I can't. That's actually really unfortunate. Seems like this makes a pair of copper every 5 seconds. So one of these could probably feed 2 furnaces. I think for now, I probably wouldn't bother. So maybe we don't mess with it too much. I think the big one would be having all of these just dump into localized storages. Would be the biggest time saver. But we need space to be able to do that. And these mines, this area is going to take a while. Okay. We're pretty much done with my ridiculous mining project, and I've set up a basic iron mining drill and a stockpile right here. So hopefully that'll give me a little bit of convenient crafting space. We'll have to move some things around to get this to work better, but hopefully this'll work. Change recipe. We want you to just make steel ingots pretty much for forever. Can I switch this so it specifically is going for iron? Accept anything. So we want this to be iron ore. And steel ingots. There we go. That'll make at least this side of things a lot easier, so we can start getting large quantities of steel really quickly. It's anything else I really want to work on? The answer is kind of. The main problem is most of the advanced structures that I need are still a ways away, production-wise, but we're getting closer, and with these mines set up, especially if I can surround this on all sides by more, we could potentially even get it so that we're able to grab more resources. I'm going to just keep flattening these out. I could potentially scale it so we're generating large quantities of iron here. Other thing to check with this stockpile is just how fast do these stack up? Is there an imbalance? Do I need another furnace? Probably. I've left the copper off for the time being because I've got over 300 copper sitting around that we do not need. I really wish there was a way for me to just turn these things off. It's fine. I just prefer it. Well, I mean, I guess once we have conveyor belts and storage, none of it will be a problem. Okay, so they're going to keep flattening things out. Now we actually have steel. So I can start working on making an industrial cutter. I just need 40 steel ingots. I guess, let me take a look at priorities. I set a lot of characters to be focused on mining. We're just going to leave it so K is our main miner. Everybody else will just do it if they're not working on other things. And to some degree, I should probably have K do other things as well. But the sooner we can get that industrial cutter going, the better. Let's see, how's this looking? It actually looks like one furnace might be enough. Yeah, might be. I'll probably have to move all this around so it's a better setup, but it's fine. I can do that as soon as we've got... I think it's... Okay, so if I take a look at this, it's the industrial cutter. which would let me make copper plates. Oh, so we actually have it. All right. It would be, it's not miners. Spaceports, here it is, machines. I should probably have some kind of plan for these things. I don't. Usually stuff like main buses and factories and whatnot. Things that I should mess with. But I think I'm going to leave that for later once we actually have just things sorted. Is there a way I can set like a specific quantity? The answer is no. Okay, so now we've got the copper going in. Because what do I need for that? Plates. Okay, so we're going to need another cutter. Because I'd like to also get flooring down. Oh, but we could probably do that with granite. Because I'm not using granite for nearly as much. And I'm storing, I think, large quantities of it. Okay, blueprints. Or no, that's furnaces. Machines, another industrial cutter. Get that down. Okay, so this whole flooring area looks pretty good. I don't know what they're doing. I guess they're just acting as a conveyor belt and not doing anything else terribly exciting. Okay, so change recipe, steel plate. So that'll give us a bit of both. The only immediate problem is, I think they have the same level of, like, input as these do output. So that means that we're now kind of a break-even with the plates. Which means I'm going to have to expand my overall production chain in a little bit. Still for the time being. This will make my life easy. Easier. Yeah, I just have to figure out how these things actually work. So let's just try a regular feeder. Okay, so it goes in the center. This is not in stockpile. Basic conveyor, fast conveyor. Let's just give this a shot. I guess in that case... We don't need that. I'm just gonna uninstall all of these. Because we can do the conveyor into the furnace. And I can't just have it go into a stockpile, can I? Okay. I guess we might also be running into some storage issues. I'm just going to put 2 more down. Because, yeah, each of these slots might be filled up, which is the issue. Alright, there we go. Let's see. Set these to allow. There we go. So, main question is mostly, can I daisy chain these? Does it just insta-deliver? Change recipe to steel. Okay, so not working as desired. So I might have to put the inserter into it. Okay, there we go. So that will work. The main question now boils down to, does this just automatically output? Yes, it does. So that's actually pretty clean. All right. In that case, let's uninstall this one. I'm going to try another thing. Do these just automatically line up? It looks like it, yeah. So actually we don't even need this. I could have had this going earlier. Shoot. All right. I mean, is what it is. Miners, small mining drill. We put that there. I'm gonna uninstall both of these. We should have enough that I can at least get the majority done. So I'm going to need another furnace. Oh, I'm probably going to need another furnace. Did we run out? Yeah, we did. I'll cancel that in a bit. For now, straight into the furnace. Straight into the industrial cutter. Straight into a storage. If I can daisy chain like this, that's going to be so nice. Other games don't let you do this, but if this works, that's awesome. Because that also means I pretty much don't have to do anything. Okay, so this has no fuel. Yeah, it says output. No, output is not blocked. Because the main question is, does this get refilled? Yes, it does. Okay, so this entire daisy chain works perfectly. In that case, we want to get another one of these. Let's see. Miners. Do I just put that right there? I suppose. Level those out. Okay, we want to do blueprints. Kind of same deal as last time. Straight into the furnace. Straight into the industrial cutter. Straight into a storage. So that means we want this to just be plates. We want this to just be spare copper. There. So in that case, now that we've got this, which is the one that makes the... takes that? We want a punch press. Because we want to automate making granite blocks. Because if I can do that, that makes this much easier. Okay, so change recipe, steel, change recipe, steel. Alright, how is this going? Not great. So the main issue here mostly boils down to we're going to run into fuel issues pretty fast. I'm assuming these can run on coal. How much wood do we even have? 133, so that's actually not that bad. Yeah, if it wasn't super freaking time consuming. I would potentially cut a bunch of this stuff. Yeah, let's just do that. Because we want to potentially be able to get a big coal mine going. Another iron deposit. Some of these deposits I think we're just going to have to ignore. But that's okay. Alright, we've got the plates going. Machines. We've got the punch press. Oh boy. Punch press is freaking chunky. I'm just going to put it there. Maybe it's overkill. Make a couple more storages. Because yeah, what we want to do is have this go straight into the punch press so the punch press can make the floors that we want. Okay, made in a red assembler. Well, let's save ourselves some time. We haven't had to worry about power yet, which is a little confusing to me. But I'm not going to complain. Steel gear, copper rods, but really it's just granite blocks. Now is it 10 seconds per? That does mean that this thing might end up being tricky. Yeah, output blocked. Is it? No fuel. Well, I guess in that case, I'm going to uninstall all of these. Yeah, because we don't want my people heading for the conveyor belt. That's just going to be annoying. Just a bunch of steel ingots. Okay, this got cleared out a little bit. K is doing his mining business. Yeah, let's get this down. Because I might as well have this kind of output back over here. Let's not do this one. Just have this output into a storage here. Make it really convenient. Because we're going to need larger quantities of coal, I think. Hey. Guess all my people are busy? Oh, this is so stupid. They're still fueling the thing when they should be deconstructing it. Priorities. Let's set install high. Because that shouldn't take them too much time. Okay, cool. So now we've got a degree of coal production going. Every other resource is... yeah, we're getting there. Is slow. Oh, I should get the a storage blueprint down so that I can start storing. Perfect. Okay, so where are we going now? So we've got a basic foundry set up. We've got a couple of furnaces. I think I'm actually going to start with that real quick. Blueprints. I really wish the autosave wouldn't pause gameplay. I get why, but I wish it wouldn't. I'm going to just have these three going here. Blueprints, storage. I'm going to put a storage in the center of this. So the entire purpose of this is that I have a whole bunch of extra... oh. I can make coke, which is probably a better resource. But yeah, I have just tons of copper sitting around that I cannot use at the moment. So we might as well just smelt it all down into... we might as well smelt it down into base resources for a moment, just to clear out some of this random trash. Okay, so it really wants me to get that Lurium miner going, but I kind of don't want to. The other thing we have here is this punch press, but it's really slow in comparison to this thing's output. Which is annoying. In that case, let's make a couple of punch presses. And then we should also start making some basic conveyor belts. Let's see. Oh, this is kind of going. Because, yeah, I just have tons of granite and other things sitting around. So I think what I'm going to do... Because that's quartz. There's not an easy way for me to do this. Okay, cool. I can tell my guys to haul it over there. So that way this has considerably less stored in it. There we go. That should go a little faster. Alright, so I'm going to uninstall this. And this. We're going to do blueprints. We're going to do a conveyor belt. We're going to go this direction. Blueprints, machines. The main problem is I just don't have enough space for much. Okay, machines we want to do... Yeah, we've got kind of a crafting spot there. If I could go upwards, that'd be awesome. Okay, so this is actually a fair bit smaller. I don't know, I think we just spaghetti this nonsense. I think we don't think about optimization. Let's get 3 of those. Uninstall. We're going to want feeders. Blueprints, more conveyor belts. Set this to level a little bit more. Okay, blueprints, we want machines and assembler. I guess I'm going to need a stack of feeders. I'm just going to have all of those get made. Yeah, the problem with the lucrum as a thing is I don't need it. There's, like, it's telling me I need it, but I don't have any purpose for it. I'm actually going to cancel this blueprint. Put a feeder in this one. Put this in there. Okay. Storage. So how fast does this make these things? Is it once every 10 seconds? Every 5. Okay, change recipe. Change the punch presses. Yeah, so far we haven't needed to worry about power for some reason, which I'm actually very happy about. Okay, just another feeder here into a storage. My logic on this is mostly I'm probably going to want to use granite floors as my like primary flooring medium. Everything else is just kind of wearing and tearing. And I know fire is an issue. Eventually we can look into metal and things, but later. I'll probably use this area as a staging ground for iron. Maybe? I think most of it is eventually I'm going to have my entire factory above. Because we're just not going to have space. Are they literally carrying? Okay. I'm going to make it so nobody can bring things in there because that's extremely silly. Let's see. So what else do we potentially need here? There's the chemical lab, but I'm going to need steel gears for that. There is the advanced workbench. Also need steel gears for that. Well then. I guess I have another punch press that I can just put places. Question. I mean, it looks like it can kind of do this. It's going to be very tight, but that's okay. Let's just have 2 of those get made for now. Okay, so let's take a look at our stockpile for the granite floors. Glacial. Now, is that 4 granite blocks into 1 granite floor? Might be. Wow. This is genuinely atrocious. I honestly didn't expect this to be this slow. Oops. Other direction. Let's just do, yeah, machines. Put that there. Oh yeah, this'll be a lot tidier. One more tier conveyor belt. One thing I don't like is how this has just nested bars for everything. It's not strictly bad, but it does feel very, like I have to do a lot of clicks to get anywhere. And that can feel a little frustrating. Okay, blueprints, 2 more. There we go. I like these. I actually really like how this game is shaping up so far. The workers provide a little bit of easy automation, but it's slow and inefficient. The actual automation is nice and comfortable. The factories look good. I mean, voxels in general look amazing. And, like, the resource chains, at least at the moment, don't seem to be at all related to, I don't want to say research or anything. Okay, good. We are now at 100% productivity, so either we are going to be making a floor, or if anything gets passed, it gets immediately put into storage for use in other projects. I don't know. Oh, right, because these things fuse into one. That's fine, actually. Okay, I'm gonna set that so nobody comes to help it, though. Let's see. Oh my god. Are we still capped? Is this one granite deposit enough to just fuel all of these? That's actually wild. Okay. So in that case, what I can probably also do is have an arm coming off of this one. Oh, no. That's not it. I can have the arm come off this one? Into another furnace. Into... well, we need another punch press, but turns out I've used up all of my punch presses. Can this be storing some granite? I suppose not. Okay, well, I should have some amount of blocks. I'll just send one of my guys off to work. Oh, are they ending up over here? Kind of? Confusing. Okay, change recipe. Once again, steel. I don't know why it's darkened out. Are in shortage. Oh, that's because I don't have any currently lined up. Okay. So I'm just going to set one of those arms. See if I can get this thing to output sideways. Yes. Okay, cool. It will pull over as well. Mainly just so these two furnaces aren't overtaxed. Okay, are these all done? Yes. So that gets rid of most of my just spare resources. We still have a ton of granite sitting around that we can use, but that's fine. I did tell this thing to not, right? Yeah. Yeah, because we don't want any of my prospectors putting stuff into this. So that actually means that it's, what, 5 of these things to 1 red assembler? I guess that makes sense. Are they producing 1 every 10 seconds? And this is using 4 every 5 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, so I think I would need 5 of these just to feed one of these. So this is actually a stable system. Good. Vaguely what I was hoping for. Alright, so the big thing that I've been working on this entire time is putting floors on my entire factory. Do I need to? No. Do I wanna? Yeah. I recognize that this is extremely silly. But like, if you're gonna go for a single goal for a video, this is not the worst one. Pave your bases. Make it look tidy. Yeah, that looks nice. We're gonna live in a concrete utopia. And by utopia, I don't mean good things. Oops. Well, that was... Hopefully somebody grabs that before that causes an issue. But you never know. Not in stockpile. Okay. Whoop. There it goes. Oh, they grabbed it. Perfect. Did we actually manage to build some of these? Yes. Okay. Buildings, machines. I'm just going to do a punch press. Into a storage. Because this thing is outputting, yeah? Yeah. Eventually there's like electric furnaces that I could play around with, but I'll leave that for later. And yeah, this is looking a lot better now that I've got that set up. These collision issues are very silly. I think this is actually the first factory automation game I've seen with this level of like a physics engine, and I kind of adore it. So yeah, what else is there for me to do? I mean, keep building up. We've barely even touched higher tier construction. Oh, got this in. And my people build stuff quick. And now we can at least get some steel gears up in here. So the other question I have is mostly... Okay, so the copper... No. Why is this one so much less? Well, I guess that just means I can put a second one in here. Into a furnace. Blocked by obstacle. Oh. Unless it was the arm that was in the way. Yes. So that's the answer. Okay. Get one of these down. I don't know how much we need to worry about, like, collisions or characters and stuff. Okay. So we can get that there. Switch this to be copper rods. Yeah, I'm just going to have it that we have rods and plates in this one. I like the fact that I can reserve these in storage to say, hey, this thing is outputting way more than the other. Don't do that. Just cap out. Don't worry about it. Change recipe. Switch you to copper, which means this should start getting fed. The only thing it needs is fuel. And then I think we're good to go. Yeah, actually, this is swiftly becoming one of my favorite little automation sandboxy games. It's pretty slick. It looks great. The voxels work well. There's supposedly combat systems. The characters running around doing, you know, basic colony management stuff. I was worried that it was going to be cumbersome or annoying or get in my way, and the answer is nope. It has not really felt like a an issue in the slightest to me. And I really appreciate that. Too many of these games, too many of these games just try and copy Factorio 1-to-1, and I was originally a little worried that was going to be the case here. But yeah, having the workers to run around do manual tasks, it's like the drones in Factorio, but even less effective and efficient, which makes sense. They're just random colonists. You know, they're not flying over terrain, carrying heavy loads, so on and so forth. Oh. Did this finally slow down for some reason, or are we having power problems? I legitimately have no idea. But I do have a solution. Oh, was it just that this thing was so blocked up that its output was... full? That's got to be the case. Yeah, because I had been outputting one into a single thing for a while. So I might actually need another one of these. I'm assuming one of these mining drills can fuel two of these. Which means this last one is, sadly, going to be underutilized. Means in that case, let's go back to queues. Let's make a bunch of those. Let's see, and that's all the granite blocks we can possibly have. Go back to this. I'm pretty sure I can queue up a couple more of these. No. We are fresh out. I mean, that's fine too in a way. I guess in that case, machines, because if I do build one more of these, put that there. This way we will have the one extra that we need, which should start getting stocked up. Okay, I'm gonna just cancel the presses, because we don't need them. We have enough, at least at the moment, to finish building what I need to build. Now what we just need is the conveyor belts made. And that's something I'd actually like to potentially switch over to full automation. I mean, I suppose I could do it. Blueprints. The only question is, where would I put it? I'm going to put right here. I might actually do that with two of these. Just two in kind of this space. No recipe. You are going to be those. I'm going to just cancel all of that. And what do we want this one to do? Inserters? Sure. Okay, so we want to have one of these as basic conveyor belts. I guess one of these is inserters. The rest will just have to be whatever. But at least, hopefully, they'll take resources. Or my guys will haul resources over to it and speed this up a little. I set the priority on this thing. No. We're mostly just waiting for metal plates, which we do seem to have plenty of. Okay. I'm going to have at least a couple of these reserved. It'd be nice if I could actually activate that. Oh. Okay, so now we've got slots for 4. I just wish I could kind of move it in here, but whatever. So that's how we can prioritize some of these things. What is that? Mounted lights. Interesting. Like, I'm just going to turn that off. I'll let them handle that. The main hope here is just that with all of these going full tilt, we'll actually have enough being produced. That we can actually start storing some blocks. Otherwise, we move this entire thing down, get another mine. Just go nuts. I mean, I guess it's easy enough to just build another mine along the sequence. Especially when I already have resources there. Okay. Because we want to be able to stack up some of that granite. And yeah, looks like we are now producing an amount of basic conveyor belts and the inserters. It's not much, but it's enough. And we also have almost completely finished our floors. Which also means I think I've kind of finished the goals that I've set out to do today. We've got a very rudimentary base. We haven't really got into advanced tech. We haven't messed with Z-axes at all, or really a lot of other stuff. We also haven't gotten attacked. But all things considered, I'm pretty happy with... Oh, is that the... That's very funny. This phantom thing here was the glass texture on the ship. It either didn't get deconstructed or it was not officially there to begin with. And thus, let's see. Wow. We could probably get even more. Turns out 6 of these is enough. If even, we might even be able to get more. Yeah, I could even move that around. All right, whatever. Anyway, yeah, like I said, as far as the combination between kind of RimWorld, colonist logistics, and then factory automation, I didn't expect it to be this seamless, but I'm actually quite impressed and having a good time with it. I think the one thing I would do is probably just allow that only. Yeah, that's the trick. Though we might honestly need to do more. There we go. So that way we'll only have 255 of these stacked up. At least for now. You can also add extra verticality to these. I hadn't even shown that off yet. But yeah, if I want more space, I can do that, which is absurd. I actually really love factory automation sims that get deep into verticality and like really dense factory building. That has so much fun potential and so many interesting ideas, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. But for now, at least, I might as well mention that Dawn Apart is available now on Steam, so if you do want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. It is... I don't know, I'm seeing some mixed reviews for it, but actually, there's one person. And that's about it. Okay. Oh, it's one person that's mad because when you close the game, it has a survey of like, hey, how did you feel about this game? Which, like, to be fair, I think is a bit intrusive, but on the flip side, I don't know, I'm not bothered by it. But yeah, I think it's a legitimately wonderful little factory automation sim, and if you're a sucker for these kinds of games, and I mean, if you're watching this video, I assume you are, this is probably one that is worth keeping an eye on, or even picking up. And especially, like, as it develops, I could see this getting to be pretty impressive in its own right. Yeah, let's just cover that over. But for now, at least, I guess if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. Did we never get the steel roofs here? Oh, because floors are roofs. That's funny. Turns out we don't need roofs here for reasons. Anyway, what was I going to say? I don't know. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.